Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. We're 1 minute late. As a planner girl, that's horrible. Welcome, everybody. There's so many people waiting here already.
My screen just went black. We're good.
All right. Give everybody a chance to join. We've got over 100 people here already. You guys are so excited to see August.
Hello, everyone.
All right. If you're new, I'm Jane. I'm the CEO and founder of janesagenda.com. We make planners that actually work. Behind the scenes, I have Stephanie.
Hi.
She's helping me run the show today. Jake's taking a long weekend for the 4th of July. Happy 4th of July, everybody.
Happy 4th.
All right. So today we're going to be talking about the August subscription box. I have more things to show you. If you're a subscriber and saw the first reveal, I have a couple more things here with me today. I also have gotten a lot of questions about planning specifically. So we have some Q&A about some general planning questions that I think you'll enjoy. And then I'm going to run through kind of what to expect with the boot camp that starts next week. So where are my subscribers at? I know you're here. I already see a couple of you. Tell us in the comments. I was looking yesterday, and the average subscriber stays like 14 months.
14 months?
Yeah, which is insane in the subscription world. Like over a year, you get a full year of boxes.
You guys are dedicated. We love you.
Right, and that's graded on a curve, right? Which means that a good chunk of you stay a lot longer. I know we still have some subscribers from the first
darling
box.
Stephanie.
All the Stephanies joined. They
Stephanie unite.
All right, welcome, welcome. So I do have my overhead camera today, which happens to be my iPhone. So if you hear a little bit of an echo, we're doing the same thing we did last time where I can see, or I can hear my voice a little. I'm going to try to get used to it. All right, welcome everybody. If you're new, please tap that subscribe button to our channel. Please tap the bell icon if you want to be notified, and like the video. This helps us as a small business, but also we do a lot of planner education, things around productivity, and you don't want to miss any of that. We've got new subscribers. Welcome, Michelle. Celia. Hi, Celia. All right. Let's rock and roll, man. I'm going to go ahead and throw the overhead camera on, and we're going to start diving in because we've got a lot to cover today.
Yay.
All the cool kids subscribe. I love that. All right. Let's do that. Can you see it? Does it look all right?
It looks, yeah.
Okay. I don't know why it always looks terrible on my screen here, but then when I watch the recording back, it looked fine. Does it look all right for all of you? You can see that? This is my planner, by the way. All right. Let me make myself smaller because I don't need to be that big. There we go.
Nice.
All right. That looks better anyway. Wonderful. Okay. So this is my planner. If you want to see what's in it, we did that last week. You can go watch that live from last week. Today we're talking about the August box, which the reason my planner is here because I happen to have the cover and cardstock and some vellum and things on it. So you can kind of see how I've put it together. Now I normally am keeping this right now in the chocolate wrap. That doesn't come in the box, so I didn't want to confuse you. But normally there's a gorgeous leather cover surrounding it and keeping it protected with all my cards and pockets and things. But if you wanted to see all the things I do in here, that was last week. Which like 3,000 people watched it within an hour or something. It was crazy. Everybody wants to see what's in the CEO's planner, I guess. These are the things we're going to be talking about today.
Tina, our community is wonderful. Please reach out. They're so knowledgeable and they're so willing to help.
I have absolutely loved all of these new people on our Facebook group. They're asking questions about planning. And before I can even get on there, because I try to go on there a few times a day and answer any questions I see, there's like 50 people answering how they use their planners.
Oh my gosh, the dedicated subscribers, they are on the ball.
I love it. I haven't shown anything super important yet, Angela. So don't you worry about it. I'm getting all ready. I have all my stuff here. I'm trying not to make a huge mess today. So let's talk about the hero. Somebody said, why is it the hero? The hero is just the biggest item in the box. It's an e-commerce term. It talks about the hero is the photo that you want to be highlighted on your website, right? It's the thing that you want customers to see first. And since we're in e-commerce, And the big product in the subscription box is the thing I want you to see first. I just call it the hero. It's not like super complicated. I don't even know if anybody else calls it that. Somebody called it the star of the box. That works too.
That works too.
So this is the big thing that you're getting in the subscription box. It's a brand new product for Jane's Agenda. We had them made for you. Can you see that? All right. Oh, my camera's just wiggling. That's fine. These are dyed plastic. Okay, this is not like a printed plastic. It's a dyed plastic, so it's in the plastic. And then we have these foil numbers here. Can you see that? Thank you, Kendra. All right, numbers 1 through 12 because there are 12 months. Now, if you are new to why we put numbers, sometimes people don't want to use them for the months. You can use them for whatever you want. You just create like a table of contents in the front of your planner. You can say tab 1 is, business notes or whatever you want it to be. You don't have to use them for months. So, but they are 12, so you can have 12 months. But I just think they're so pretty. This is one of our favorite fonts that we've used over and over again. Now there are 3 different colors and they rotate. Now, if you're new to our subscription, these are going to be in the Planner Lifestyle subscription box or the Deluxe Planner box for August. You have to go subscribe within the next week or so because we're almost sold out, and I don't know how long they're going to last. Once they're sold out, there's a very good chance there will be no more spots for the next several months because right now we're keeping the same numbers through December. Okay, and then the colors rotate. Right. What's nice about that is that when you look down the row, like all of that peachy pink salmon-y color, whatever, I'm terrible with names, whatever color that is, they go in a row, right? Which is very orderly. We like order. So this particular item is going to be probably around $40 in our regular shop all by itself. And that's only one item that you've seen so far. Okay.
Question from Disney Mom Connie. Any possibility that the dividers and page finder from August will be sold in the shop later?
There's a very good chance that the ones that are going in the box will not be sold in the shop. We do have coordinating dividers that are going to be released in the shop, but not these particular ones, because I think we only ordered enough to go in the box.
Get it while you can.
Right. So speaking of that, here's the page finder. What I really like about this page finder is you can flip it upside down. There we go. Everything's kind of reversed for me here. You can flip it upside down and you can have a bottom tab sticking out of your planner. If you haven't used a bottom tab yet, it is life-changing. This is the page finder. This is going to be in the monthly cover club or the Deluxe planner box. Now, the only way you're going to get both pieces is to get the Deluxe planner box. I know it's a little confusing for newbies, but
I love flipping a tab upside down. I love it.
Well, and so this is my planner, right? This is the one I'm legitimately using. This isn't a fake planner for video. You got to see it last week. It's filled with junk.
Yeah, you can see your page finder
right?
upside down.
I have that same page finder upside down there. I've got all of our big picture plans in there, and I find my spot by flipping the bottom page finder. So
excited you're getting it.
All right, let's talk now. I have a couple different sizes of things here. We do have 4 different sizes for the subscription box. You can get mini, junior, classic, or letter. You can find the sizes on our website real easy. But the one I'm showing you today is a mix of sizes. I know it's like that. It's just what I happen to have. So here's the planner cover for August. Now, am I frozen? Here we go.
You're good.
Okay. What's nice about this planner cover is the other side is white, right? So if you don't like this kind of dark golden hue that we've printed on it, you can flip it over and use the white side. I've found that depending on what cardstock I want to layer from this box, sometimes I like the white, sometimes I like the more mustard hue. So it's a really dark, almost brown, but not brown gold. I don't know. I'm sure there's an official name for it. It's not quite taupe. It's a little more gold.
Yeah.
Don't let me name things. It's not my skill. But there's your planner cover, right? Same thing as on mine. This is going to be in the monthly cover club or the Deluxe planner box. I know we're getting all mixed up. I'll try to keep the things separate. It'll come full circle. All right.
We bring it together in the end.
I sure hope so.
We try.
All right. So in the monthly cover club, right, you're getting the cover and the page finder, and you're also going to get the 2-piece reversible cardstock. That's what these are. I absolutely love this floral image so very much. And I didn't realize that there's like a piano printed in the background. Apparently I'm not very observant. We didn't design this, we bought it from a designer. And so I didn't even notice the piano, but how cool is that?
It looks like a building to
Is it
me.
a building? I don't know what it is.
Well, I'm thinking roses, they're outside.
I just saw the pink roses and went, please.
Either way, it's gorgeous.
It's what you want it to be.
Use your imagination.
I will say, you know, we are almost sold out. Why did we cap the subscription box? Because I only have so much room in my warehouse, and right now we are pretty packed. That anniversary item, the one that comes in the next month's box, is so big it took up half my warehouse. So like until those ship out, I just don't have the room.
We have so many secrets and we want to reveal them all.
Anniversary box is where it's at, but I mean,
don't skip the next one, guys. You're not going to want to skip it.
I mean, people get mad every time they skip a box. There's always somebody, like this month for July, I see the people in the buy sell trade groups asking if they can buy the July box because they're upset they skipped it. And I'm so sad for you because I don't know if anybody's going to sell them. Don't skip them. All right. Reversible cardstock, because the inside is a different print. This particular green plaid, I wanted a very certain texture and stuff, so we made this green plaid. It's got kind of a fabric texture in the background, very pretty colors, and it's reversible. So if you want this behind your cover, go for it. If you want this behind your cover, and they're reversible because once you do that, that image is what's on both sides. Okay, so there's your monthly cover club, plus you get the thank you card that I'll show you in a minute. So there's those 3 pieces. Lisa, no one's getting mine. My
No.
July. I told you I don't know that anybody's going to sell that.
Hang on to it.
All right, so now let's talk about the cardstock and decorative stuff that goes in the Planner Lifestyle box. Again, Deluxe gets everything. Okay, just keep that in mind. All right, I absolutely love this. Now I don't speak Latin, like
nope.
Right.
I don't speak Latin,
but it was so pretty.
It is beautiful.
We made this one in house because we thought the phrase was so pretty. I shall either find a way or make one.
Powerful.
Right. And then we have 3 cardstocks in this one. Now in the Planner Lifestyle box, they're not reversible. They're printed the same front and back so that you can put these wherever you want. You don't have to worry about them clashing with other things or anything. This first image and the second image are photographs from Glasgow University. So an actual university. Feels very magical, don't you think?
I have the theme song in my head. I just don't have to sing it out loud.
Look at that. So pretty. All right, so I don't know if you can tell right now, we're trying to give you this dark academia feeling in this box, you know, but make it a little pretty because we're girls. All right, so we have 3 cardstocks. Go, and the vellum. This is going to be in the Planner Lifestyle subscription box. Okay. That's not going to be me, Stephanie Joy. You will not catch me doing a terrible accent. It's not going to happen. All right, so quote cards. Now, if you're new to Jane's Agenda or new to planning, quote cards you just use to clip them in places. They're for fun. They're for motivation, inspiration. Kendra, don't get me in trouble. All right. I love that you guys are figuring it out.
The powers that be are always watching.
Especially with something like that.
Oh, yes.
All right. So this is the thank you card, right? And the back has just, you know, our little thank you message. But we go ahead and put a pretty image on the other side because why not? We have this extra space. I really hate when we have this wasted like blank spot. So we always put something pretty. It says Hopeless Romantic Society at the bottom, August 2025. The texture is like this kind of like a linen. I don't know. It's got a lot of
nice
grit.
Texture. I love it.
It's got a lot of grit to it. It's very like, you hear that? It's very tactile.
Mm-hmm.
I kept the words really simple here because I know you're going to want to keep this and layer it. And after August is over, it's still going to look good in your planner.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But these are for layering. And so this is going to come in both, right? You get it in both options. So we'll just put that right in the middle. Ta-da. All right. Now we got 3 regular quote cards this month. The intimacy of being understood. Right? We like that.
Yes. In a world where there's so much misunderstanding.
I also feel like the font I picked here is a little magical in itself.
It is.
I just had so much fun.
It's very sweet, a little romantic.
That's going to go in that set over there with the Planner Lifestyle Box stuff. Okay. I am deliberate and afraid of nothing. We had a lot of fun learning about the author of this quote. She's a civil rights activist, a cancer survivor, all sorts of really cool things, but the quote is very powerful. So it gets to be in the box.
Special.
They didn't see it coming. She planned it that way. We're getting a little sneaky here, I think, with these quote cards, but right, I love it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. My stomach is growling. It's lunchtime here in Arizona.
It is.
All right, now you're getting 2 planner inserts this month. Sometimes we give you 1, sometimes we give you 2. I've given you more. It just depends on the vibe of the month. All right. So the first one is going to be a weekly undated pack. These are a 1-page undated weekly insert. We did this because we figured you were probably going to want to put them different places in your planner, add an extra weekly element. Maybe you need to plan out a week with a meeting note. Maybe you need to have a week planned out with a project note. You don't have to use these with your calendar. You can use these to plan like another place. But it's also kind of a neat layout. I think this would work really, really nice next to that vertical 1-page monthly we have.
Yes.
Because you'd have your month on the left and then you'd have your week on the right. And I think this would work really, really nicely with that.
That might be how I end up using it because I really like this one.
Dylan designed this
He
concept.
did so good with it.
And
He's
then,
very excited to have something special in the box that he made.
if you haven't seen Dylan yet, he was on one of our lives. I've been trying to convince him to go on again, but he's adorable and he's our chief of staff. So
a lot of us are just shy.
I don't get to be shy. All right, you can't see it. I was going to try to show you.
To be shy.
It's got dot grid on the back. It's got our standard, really pale, easy to hide dot grid, so you can use it for whatever you want. And that way you can just have notes behind if you want to. I always hate when I have like back-to-back pages when I want to be able to separate them. Like, what if I want to put this someplace? I don't want to have this rogue extra week on the back. So they're individual, one-sided, undated weeks. And that goes in the Planner Lifestyle box. See, we're pulling it together.
Mm-hmm.
Kendra, dots don't judge. That's why we love them. And you can turn your whole planner sideways and they're still just as efficient.
Yep.
Which,
however you want, you can even make your own layout.
All right. The second insert you're getting is one of my favorite inserts that we've ever designed, and we've revamped it.
Team Dylan.
It is the deadline task list. Now we have an older version that's still in the shop. Deadline task list. I revamped it. I made it better. I did what I needed it to do. And so subscribers are getting the new version before we've even released it. All right. Now I use this for everything. It is my favorite note page outside of dot grid. I use it for all sorts of stuff. I made this column a little bigger on the new version because I needed a space to write somebody's name or a date, and I didn't have that before. And then you've got these really elegant minimal lines. They're super thin and delicate, and a real nice dedicated header spot where you can even write what that's for. Little check boxes. Now the lines are a little further apart because on all my newer stuff, I've been making the lines a little further apart. Turns out as you get older, you want to be able to read your writing.
Got big handwriting.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys have been sticking with me. We're about to celebrate our 12th anniversary. So like Jane at 26 designed pages different than Jane at 38.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got 1/4-inch spacing between the lines now, which seems to be small enough that it doesn't like, you don't miss having the lines, but not so big that it feels obnoxious. It's a good happy place.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if we'll be releasing the weekly as a printable just yet. Right now it's in the box. I'm not even sure if it's going to the shop just yet. You'll notice it doesn't have a SKU. It doesn't have that handy little QR code there. So we don't know yet. It kind of depends on requests. Yes, Stephanie Joy. I've been a CEO for a very long time now. I'm very proud of that. But before that, I was an operations director and I had all the deadlines for that too. All right, so this is something that the subscribers have not seen. Subscribers, are you paying attention?
Everybody watch.
That was so dramatic.
I know. Well, we work for a planner company and we're girls. Like, what do you expect?
We get excited about these things. All right. Yes, it's a new friction. It's probably a friction you don't have in your collection because they don't sell them at the store. I haven't found one at the store.
Mm-mm.
We had these ordered from Japan.
Not this pretty.
I've only been able to find them in really large bundles when I tried to source them locally. And so we had these shipped from Japan for you. It's YWAAI. If that's pronounced differently, don't judge me. I am not good with the things like that. It is a cream tone barrel, very elegant, very minimal. I really like it. It's like a lady's friction.
Mm-hmm.
All right. If you're new to friction, they're erasable. They're used to write temporary things in your planner that you might want to erase later. I only use friction in my planners because I like to be able to erase messy stuff and redo it. Now, if you're new to friction, you're going to open the pen by sliding the clip there, right? And then it opens the pen. The eraser is actually this rubber tip. It's erased with heat. That's, friction. Let me happen to have a piece of paper here. Show you how that works real quick in case you're not sure what I mean.
Do we know the point size?
0.5. This is a 0.5, which I've actually found on the frictions. I like the 0.5 better than the 0.38. I am generally speaking a 0.38 girl when it comes to regular pens, but on friction, because the ink is a tiny bit lighter, I like the 0.5. I like a little bit more ink, and it still feels really thin. So these are a 0.5. You see, ta-da, magic. Wait, what does John Cena do?
Oh, can't be.
Yeah. So this is what we're putting in the box. Subscribers haven't seen it. You're getting one of these handy dandy friction pens, so you don't have to worry about making a mess. You know what I do sometimes, which is really terrible. Don't be like me. I just write as messy and willy-nilly as I want in my planner, and then I go back later and I erase it and I write it pretty when I have more energy.
Oh my goodness.
It's like double work, but like sometimes I just don't have it in me to write neatly. So there's that. And that's going to go in the Planner Lifestyle subscription box. I'm not sure. Is that everything that I had to show you today? I think that's everything I had to show you today.
Stephanie, yes, we all deal with our planners completely erasing themselves when they're left in the car.
Yeah. So friction, again, it responds to heat. So we do not leave our planners in the car, which, by the way, your planner is going to think you don't love it if you leave it in the car. So take your planner in.
And it's okay. Put it in the freezer.
Well, so it will come back a little bit, but it's not great.
Not completely, but
don't get it
might
that
have
hot.
to
Now,
rewrite.
I will say we live in the mountains in Arizona, and it gets 100 degrees here. It's not terribly hot compared to like Phoenix or something. I have never had my planner erase sitting in the car here. But if you're
hottest.
Exactly, if you're somewhere like Phoenix or Scottsdale or I don't know,
Death Valley,
yeah, someplace like that, don't leave your planner in the car. I did set a hot coffee mug though on my planner one time. Don't do that. Same thing. Now, yes, it will erase if you get it ridiculously hot. But even knowing that, I still use friction for literally everything. I will not write in my planner with anything else. I'm just careful not to get it like 150 degrees or whatever it is before it erases itself.
Yeah, don't laminate using friction ink. No.
So we had some pens that came in, like sample pens, and the ink didn't work. So I took it. This is a terrible story. Don't judge me because I have the dumb sometimes. Anyway, I got these pens in and they didn't work. And so I took them over and I grabbed the heat gun. And I thought, well, maybe if I warm the pen up, the ink will get looser, right? Maybe it's just cold because it was winter. And so I hit these friction pens with the heat gun.
And then
I couldn't understand why I couldn't see the ink.
It's invisible ink.
Don't do that. It doesn't work. All right. So there is your Deluxe. If you look at everything, the Deluxe Planner subscription box for August.
What color is the ink?
Black. It is a black ink. This is the Deluxe Planner subscription box, all the pretty with the dividers and the inserts and the cardstock and all the things and the fancy pen. We do have some spots, not a lot, especially in monthly cover club. Like I can't imagine monthly cover club still being available next month. I'm surprised it opened this month.
Spots are going so fast.
Well, we're sold out. Like we
Yes.
aren't adding more spots. So you're kind of just getting spots that people have given up at this point, which is why we have monthly cover club spots. A few people left. So janesagenda.com/box if you want to subscribe. Don't leave. We've got more to talk about, but that's the end of that portion of the show.
Yes.
Right. Now let's talk about, go ahead and remove that. Nope.
Yeah, you're better at
There
the
we go.
things than I am. It's been a little while.
I still have the stuff up from last time. So don't judge that. How do I need to figure out how to kick my phone off so I get rid of that echo.
Yeah.
We don't like it. There we go.
There we
All
go.
right. So now let's talk about some planning Q&A. All right. A question I saw recently on multiple posts was, when do I need a daily? Okay. When do you need a daily insert? Somebody asked, I think just today, but I was going back through our Q&A questions, and this is a common question. So the two reasons I think that you desperately need a daily is if one of these situations fits you. If you don't like seeing your whole week, if looking at your tasks and your appointments and all of that from the whole week is overwhelming, I cannot look at an entire week of my life and not feel anxiety. I have 3,000 tasks and appointments every 15 minutes. I'm very, very busy. So if that happens to you, when you look at your weekly and you get that analysis paralysis where you have so much to do, you can't decide what to do, right? Dailies are the answer. You write down what you need to do that day, your appointments for that day, and that's the only thing you have to worry about till later that day when you look at tomorrow.
Yep.
It takes a lot of stress out of it. Okay. The second reason you might need a daily is if you're running out of room on your weekly. Now you could add a second weekly if that's more appropriate. Maybe you need to separate your life. But for me, if my weekly is just jam-packed, that's a good sign that I might need more room. And the only way to get more room is to upgrade to a daily or a week on 4 pages. Emily is a big fan of the week on 4 pages. The way that it's formatted works really well for her life. And that's kind of a middle ground between daily and weekly. So if you're not sure, you can test that one out and see how it feels. We have one of those in the shop. Yeah. Well, Emily switched to the daily 13 yesterday, apparently. So why? Because Emily's life has gotten too chaotic for a week on 4 pages. That's basically, she's nodding. Yes, that's exactly what happened. So you kind of have to feel that out. If your life is just too busy, if you have too many tasks, too many appointments, and you're having a hard time fitting it all, if you're having to abbreviate a lot and you don't like that. The other day I abbreviated something and Stephanie was looking at my planner. What is this? And I go, I don't know. I don't remember. Because I abbreviated something I'd never done before and I couldn't remember what the initials stood for. So that's a good sign that you might need more room. We upgrade to a daily. Now, there are other ways to reduce your schedule. We'll be talking about that in the boot camp. All right. So if you're just planning stuff you don't need to plan, we're going to talk about that. But those are my two big ones that if one of those is true for you, you probably need a daily insert. You can kind of flip it in reverse though, right? Like if you want to see your whole week at a glance, if that gives you calm, then maybe a daily isn't for you. If your days are not jam-packed with tasks and appointments, then maybe a daily isn't for you, right? So you can kind of flip that in reverse. All right. The second question I wanted to cover today was, when do you log versus when do you plan? Okay, so planning is the stuff we do ahead of time. We plan for the future, we log for the past. Okay, you need both in your life. And so I want to cover a couple different reasons and ways that you do that. I want you to start with a plan. You should always have stuff on your pages to begin with. If you're not planning 2 weeks out, first of all, join the boot camp. I'll teach you how to do that. But you have to have at least 2 weeks planned out in your planner. I want you to have as much as you can in your planner because we don't like when things pop up last minute. I always say if you don't plan for your time, something else will take it. If you do something during the day and you want to be reminded of it later, this could be something you need to keep for like legal purposes. This could be something that you want to memorialize. Maybe, you know, your kid said something cute or something like that. That would be a good reason to log it during the day. And then I also think it's a good idea to log things if you feel like you didn't get enough accomplished, but you know you were busy. That happens to a lot of us, right? You go home and you're like, I was busy all day, but I just didn't cross anything off my list. You probably were doing things that weren't on your list, because I bet you weren't just sitting down twiddling your thumbs if you felt like you were busy. So start logging those things that you were doing. And this is also really helpful for something else, right? So log the things that you did during the day. And then at the end of the day, you can look back and be like, oh, look, see, I did do things, right? You feel better. So if you need that, it's a good reason to be logging the stuff. Now, the trick there is you need to start paying attention. If that's true, if that last one is true, and you were busy, but it wasn't in your planner, we need to start asking some hard questions of why it wasn't planned out. Did it actually just pop up and it was an emergency that you had to get done today? Or was it something that you just decided you wanted to do more than the other things on your list and you could have scheduled it for the future? Is it something you could have planned for ahead and didn't take the time to thoroughly triage and debrief your schedule so that you knew exactly what was supposed to be on your week? I always like to write those things when I'm trying to do this process in another color pen. So like I'll plan in black, but I'll log in pink so I can see what I've added and I can start figuring out why my plan was not so effective that it had all of this stuff. Sometimes things pop up. All of a sudden you need to go get a tire fixed or something, like things like that happen. But if it's not one of those things, let's start working that into our schedule and figure out why we weren't prepared for this. A lot of the time, you probably prioritized someone else's emergency over your own schedule.
That's been happening a lot for you lately.
I know.
It's not even that they're
it
emergencies.
Speaks to my soul.
She is truly speaking from her soul right now.
Yes. Well, Emily says the story of her life. Everyone thinks that the things on their task list are the most important things because they're the most important things to them. But that doesn't mean they need to be the most important things to you. It might be something that because they failed to plan, you need to schedule out to where you have the time to dedicate and do it properly. Okay, I've been doing this for a very long time. I see all of you. I've been there. I've done the things. All right, so if those are true, let's start writing them in another color and figure out why. Okay? Again, we're going to talk about all this in the boot camp. I really do have so much information. It's kind of crazy. I brought the I have a terrible copy of the workbook here, so you can see there's a lot of pages. Someone asked on YouTube last week if she could just get the workbook and do it herself. The training is not in the workbook. The training is coming from, yours truly here. The workbook is to tie into the training. So you really need to join. Now you will be able to watch later, but it's fun to join live. It's fun to ask questions live. So I highly recommend it if you can join us.
Jane is a fantastic teacher.
I love to teach. I really think I missed my calling, but it didn't pay enough. And right? That's terrible.
And now you're a planner CEO.
It's absolutely terrible. Teachers
you get
should
to
get paid
teach more people.
All right. So people have been asking a lot of questions about what the boot camp is going to have. So I have a whole list here of things that we're going to cover in the boot camp. So if you're worried about what you're going to learn or if it's for you, it's going to be for like 99% of people. I've designed it in a way that no matter what your life looks like, you're going to get something from it. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to have you do is a mini life audit. I want you to figure out what areas of your life need supporting. Right? We do that before we even start. And then we're going to be going over different sections in your planner, talking about how to organize your planner in the most effective way so that you can find what you're looking for, but also so that you don't forget anything. Right? I have my system, but I also know that your life is different. So we're going to figure out how to blend the two. I have a lot of suggestions there. Even if you don't even work outside the home, maybe you are a very happy stay-at-home mom, housewife, whatever vernacular you prefer there. That is great. You can still use my system for that. Okay, so don't worry about what your life looks like. We're going to do that. We're going to talk about a planning rhythm. And if you don't have a planning rhythm, let's start there, right? We need a planning rhythm.
Oh, she's going to get you started on a planning rhythm.
I want you to have a muscle memory around planning. New planner ladies, one of the first things you ask me is, how do I remember to use my planner? You need a planning rhythm. So we're going to build one together. We're going to go over mine, and then we're going to make sure you have one before you leave.
I need this boot camp, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to.
You can at least watch the replays, Stephanie.
I try. I didn't even get very far along with the Planathon.
Planathon was great too. Planathon's still available for replay.
You keep me very busy.
Well, welcome to my world. All right. Then we're going to talk about theme days and how we use theme days to help us block our time so that you can manage your productivity, but also to manage your energy. I know my energy cycle throughout the week, and I plan my days around that so that I don't get burnt out by Friday. Okay. Let's see. We're going to talk about my prioritization system. Now, this is probably true for a lot of people, but I know it's especially true for women and for moms that everything feels important, right? Everything always feels important. It's really hard to prioritize what's more important. How do you prioritize whether you do the dishes, right? Or whether you go grocery shopping? These are really simple things, but they both feel important. So I created my own matrix of how I prioritize my days. And I'm going to teach you how to use it. You're going to use it for a little bit, and then this is going to live in your head, and you're not going to have to go reference it all the time because you're going to already have these tools, and you're going to think about how to prioritize every time something pops up. Okay.
Can we use points to purchase the boot camp?
I don't know, Vicki. I do not have that question. I don't have the answer for you. I do not know. I do know. Emily doesn't think so. Usually with our trainings, discounts are hard because they're already at an insane value.
It is a very good value. It will be worth it.
It's like $15 a day.
Yeah, $15 a day.
Something like that.
3 days.
1 hour each day, 3 days. All right, we're going to talk about how to make decisions properly. If you really struggle with that decision fatigue, analysis paralysis, when to decide stuff, we're going to talk about that. We're going to create a non-negotiable list. I'm going to explain what that means, why you need one, and how to incorporate it into your schedule. Some people saying they use their points. So I guess try it. I don't know. All right. How to ensure your priorities are scheduled and so that all areas of your life feel supported. We're going to cover that. Yes, it's only 3 hours overall. I have that much in there. We're going to talk very fast, and you're going to take a lot of notes, and we're not going to answer a ton of questions until the end of each session. And that's because I've got all this training packed in there for you. We are going to talk about some of my planner tips that I've used over the last 12 years to make sure that my planner is its most effective, that go outside of what we're talking about. Let's see. We will be talking about monthly, weekly, daily, multiple planner people, how not to do double work in your planner, right? So that you don't have to have your week and your day both in front of you at the same time. If you get overwhelmed because you have your planner written down in too many places, we're going to talk about it because I do have my stuff written down in multiple places.
Yes, she does.
And I don't go back and check each thing every time. I don't have to because I have a system. We're going to do that together. I also have a bonus session for anyone who joins the boot camp is going to be invited to a bonus session. We're calling it office hours, where I'm going to be available just to answer questions after the boot camp. I'm going to give you a couple weeks to try out all of the different aspects of the boot camp, and that way I can answer any questions you have. So I'm not going to like leave you hanging. So that's also included in this price. It's what, $47?
Yeah,
$47.
$47.
Now, I will say, I am not a fluff kind of person. It's not my nature. I'm very analytical, very straight to the point. I don't have a sales pitch for you at the end. It's not like we're going to spend, 30 minutes talking about why you should listen to me and then 30 minutes hearing my next sales pitch. I hate those trainings. If you've done those trainings, I apologize on everybody's behalf. I don't do those.
Yeah.
It's literally 3 hours of education spread over 3 days. So an hour each day. I'm not going to waste your time. I want everything to be training. I want it to be actionable. I want you to be able to go afterwards and go and conquer your planning. Okay, that's my goal for you. All right. So the bootcamp is at janesagenda.com/bootcamp. Right? Really, really easy to find. You can go sign up. It's only open till Sunday. I'm closing the doors on Sunday night because I want you to have a chance to do the homework, the pre-work before the class starts. So you only have till Sunday to sign up. We have hundreds of people signed up already. You're not alone. We're all going to be there together. And so
make sure you give us your emails if you're signing up for the boot camp. Please give us your emails.
I can't send you the stuff if you don't say I can send you the stuff. You have to click that box that says we can send you emails. Like there's a box when you check out. You have to click it or I can't send you the workbook and all of the documents. So sign that up. If you really don't want my emails later, unsubscribe from the emails later, but you need it for the boot camp. Okay. I had 2 ladies that didn't click the box and we had to write them individually and tell them you need to sign up so I can send you the things. All right. The box is still open right now. We have very few spots in very few sizes. janesagenda.com/box. Really easy there. Let's see, questions. It would be helpful to get guidance on how to manage a work calendar that's in Outlook, for example, and our personal work paper planner. I do have plans for that kind of lesson there later, but it will not be covered specifically in the boot camp. But I do think the training in the boot camp will help you manage no matter where your calendar is. Okay. Heather, yes, that's my goal though. Planning shouldn't be stressful. It should make you feel like you've got control over your life, not stress you out. Can the prints be sized? So the ladies in the group can probably be more help. Ask in the My Jane's Agenda group on Facebook how they resized it to junior. I know 83% takes it down to classic.
But more than that, I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. I know if you click like multiple and get 2 on a page, you might be able to do it. But ask the ladies in the group. They're
very
genies.
knowledgeable.
Okay, they know all these things. All right, I think that's all the questions. So, all right, if you were new and you didn't hit that subscribe button in the beginning, please do that. It helps us, right? Make sure you like the video that we've just given you today. If you liked this kind of content, if you're excited about the box or the bootcamp, like the video. And make sure you tap the bell icon if you want to be notified when we go live. It's really, really helpful, especially if you don't want to be on my texts, which a lot of you probably haven't signed up yet. Join the texts. Very, very helpful to get that message to remind you when we go live. I don't like you having to remember things. This is kind of my motto. Your planner should do it, right? You shouldn't have to do it. And so we send you a lot of reminders. Okay. Kayla says 65% ticker to junior size. There we go.
See, somebody knew.
Somebody knows, right? Kayla knows. All right. Tabitha says she likes our texts. I really don't spam you. I hate those.
No.
Right? We try to be as for
I hate the
information
spammy
purpose.
texts.
Yeah. I had one company that texted me like 4 times about some bag one day. I'm like, stop. It's not my thing. So it's there for information. I don't play around. All right. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I hope you have an amazing 4th of July weekend. Tomorrow's actually my 19th wedding anniversary, so I'm excited.
Happy anniversary.
Jane's Agenda's taking the 3 days off, so if you send emails over the weekend, we'll get to you on Monday. I'm not going to ask anybody to work over the long weekend.
Please be patient with us.
All right. So you do that for me. All right. Wait till Monday, and we'll get back to you. Otherwise, I hope you have an amazing weekend. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. I will see you in the boot camp next Wednesday. All right. And subscribers, you need to be keeping an eye on the group and your email on Wednesday. All right. All right. Thank you, everybody. Have a great weekend.